dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
Sure, everything's made of something, but time and sweat is what puts it together. And it's that relentless application of effort against the clock that created everything around us. The BF Goodrich HD Terrain Tire is engineered to tackle the extreme situations heavy-duty trucks are met with head-on. Because downtime can't exist when there's a job to do. Time isn't something to marvel at. It's something to be seized. It's a tool we put firmly in your hands. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Hey, Greg Adler here, president of Off-Road Warehouse and part-time off-road racer. Here at ORW, we're not just your typical off-road shop. We sell race parts. Come check it out. We sell everything from FK rod ends, Bragola, PCI radios, and we're even selling direct BF Goodrich racing tires. Check out any one of our 10 Off-Road Warehouse locations. Get you dialed for going down to Baja or anywhere else you play.
What is up, everybody? We are here. It is 11 o'clock at night. So you know what that means? That means we are at hour 12 because we started at 11 o'clock a.m. and now it's 11 o'clock p.m. So we've done 12 hourly updates. We are about halfway there from what we were last year. We're not going to have to do 24 this year. That is a good thing. Last year was insane. The Peninsula runs are always insane with these updates because we have to do at least 24 because it usually takes almost 24 hours to win the frickin' thing. This one, thankfully, is going to take a lot less than that for the trophy trucks at least. So we do have some trophy trucks that are getting closer to the finish. They're not there yet, but they have gone and finished the top loop. One of them has, just about. You can see the 83 right here. Luke McMillan is just about done with the top of the San Felipe loop, and he is still in first place. Now, look at all these bikes that are out there in the way. Like I said earlier, it's a good thing it's nighttime because when you catch a bike at night, it's very obvious that they're being caught. So it's real easy for them to move out of the way. Even if they're in the dust of another bike, a lot of these trophy trucks, they run Baja Designs lights because they are the best over here, right here. Baja Designs lights, and they can be seen for literally miles in front of them coming. So you know when a trophy truck is coming up behind you, which makes it a lot safer for everybody. So that is a big plus. They're catching all these guys at night rather than the day. And trust me, they're way happier too because the bike moves out of the way much faster when they know you're behind them in the middle of the night. So 83 is there. I'm going to turn off some of these trucks for a minute so that we can show you guys the other ones. So the 16 and the 10, they did update a little bit ago and then they didn't again. So this one, Alan Amputia's tracker has not updated for 1 hour and 7 minutes. He is not out of the race. And we can tell that because, check it out, he has Starstream. And what do we got right there? That is Alan Amputia's Starstream. and he is moving, as you can see there. That is a camera out the front of Alan Impudia. That is live right now. It is live. It says live right there. So that is live. We know he is still moving. So Alan Impudia is still moving. We just don't know exactly where he is because we don't have a tracker on him. But we do know that the 16 is moving as well, because the same thing with Cameron. We have a, let's see if his, let me check and see if his star stream is up or not. Let's see. It is not. So Cameron's star stream is not up, but I do have a tracker on Cameron, and we know that Cameron is moving. So that is very good. So let me tell you where Cameron is as of 11:06. So 1 minute ago, Cameron Steele was at, hold on, I'm looking him up on my other tracker right now. We're getting the Fishgistics fish finder out there. And he is at, hold on, reloading, loading, stand by. He's running up there towards the front, so that's why I want to tell you, show you guys where he's at if we can. All right, so he's right at, he's almost to the top. Let's see, past BFG Pit 2. He's at about mile 660. So Cameron Steele in the 16 is going to be right up here. He just made this left turn right at the top of the course. So Cameron is running right here. That is pretty crazy because, look, Dan McMillan is at 0 miles an hour. We haven't heard what happened to Dan McMillan yet. So Dan McMillan, if anybody out there knows what happened to the 23, give us an update. We haven't heard anything. Andy was in the car. He did the first half, did really well, handed off to Dan. He was doing really well. Unfortunately, it's been stopped at 0 miles an hour for a couple minutes now, so they have some kind of problem. Mike Walser is at 88 miles an hour for the number 89, almost 89 and 89, 4 minutes ago, but he is still moving. And then, hang on, we just got an update from Ampudia. He's just texted me and said he didn't get very far after I talked to him last. Oh, no, that's not good. So what happened to Rodrigo Ampudia? We're getting live updates from Rodrigo right now. We'll let you guys know what happened. Dan McMillan, like we said, we don't know what's up with him yet, but Cameron is right here. So that means, look, if we go back up, first place, Luke McMillan. Second place is Alan Ampudia. Third place is going to be Tavo Vidosala. Fourth place right now is Dan McMillan, but Walser is going to get around him. So that is going to be Walser in fourth. Cameron is going to be in sixth, but if he gets by Dan, then Cameron will be in fifth place. So your first two-wheel drive trophy truck is Cameron Steele, going to be in fifth place in just a minute. He might have just gone by Dan, actually. In any minute, he's going to go by right there. So top 5 is Cameron Steele in a two-wheel drive trophy truck. So pretty good. He's picking them off. They're just, some people are having issues. The 16 is just staying consistent, running their pace. That is, I believe Cameron is back in there now. Let me see. What mile are we at here? We're at, yeah, Cameron's back in the truck from what I was told earlier. So unless they change plans, it should be Cameron back in the 16 now. So we'll see. He's doing out there doing work. We'll see if he can catch the 89 of Mike Walser. That will be his next running trophy truck in front of him. So that's what's going on there. That's a look at the lead cars for you guys. Behind them, we got Justin Lofton, so that's going to be 6th or 7th. He's in 7th. He'll be in 6th if he gets by Dan, if Dan doesn't get going again in a minute. And then we just talked about the 10 and the 16. Yeah, so that's it. And then back here, we got Mikey Lawrence. That's going to be your next one. And we got Roberto Romo Jr., Dave Taylor, and Ruben Torres. Somewhere in there is going to be your top 10. That will be your top 10 trophy trucks for the Baja 1000. Looking pretty good. Now we got to go to the next class, the trophy truck spec class. They're not too far behind, but remember they had a big bottleneck on Fred's tractor trail earlier. And I think there was one there now too. There was on our last update, remember? So we're going to go and check on that again in a minute. Anyways, Thor Herps is now your leader on the tracker. According to the tracker, he has gotten around Brent Fox. So Brent Fox now second physical, and Thor Herps new leader physical on course, the 219. So the Herps boys holding it down up front. In third place now, we got Mike Marsal, so he's moving up. Mike Marsal in third place. In fourth place, we got Jordan Brenthal. That truck has been moving way up because Abdali Lopez is driving it. So good job to Abdali. Keep it going, buddy, and keep it going. You're looking good. Looking good out there. Bryce Swaim next, and then we got Charles Durant is going to be next. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Charles Durant. 7th is going to be Mason Cullen, and next is going to be 209 Jose right there. So that's a look at your top. The spec race is actually awesome right now because of that bottleneck. Like, it's not awesome for the guys that were in it for a little bit, but if you were back in it and you get to you caught up to everybody, it's awesome. Because look at this race we have. We basically had a re-rack of the spec trucks from mile 400, halfway in the race. We had a complete restart just about for all the first guys. So let's see. Oh, so bummer for Rodrigo. All right, so we just got an update from Rodrigo and Pudia here in the, let's go show you guys where he's at. So we have, he's right up here. He turned off the highway. Oh man, what a bummer. So I was talking to him on the highway. It was still good. He said before he got back on the highway, the bottoms, the Cantina, so the Cantina trophy truck, one of the trophy trucks backed into him, and he thought they were letting us by, but it hit something on the truck when he got backed into, and now the trailing arm ripped off Rodrigo's car. So big bummer for Rodrigo and Pudia. He was running in second place. He was trying to run down Phil Blurton. Phil had a pretty sizable lead, but Rodrigo was just going to cruise it to the finish and see what happened. But unfortunately, he ripped a trailing arm off, we're being told right now, by Rodrigo. So bummer for him. He had a really good race going there, and we'll see. He'll be back next race, but yeah, so that means in the UTV class, look at, we got Phil Blurton is way up here now because Rodrigo stopped. Phil Blurton he has no competition behind him at this point. Phil Blurton just has to keep that thing smooth and get it to the finish line, and Phil will be the winner of the UTV Turbo class. However, Phil's not going to win the UTV Turbo class. Phil is going to this race to win the UTV overall. So let's go look at some timing for a minute. First, I'm going to show you on the tracker where the UTV opens are, because this is a good race. Trust me, this is going to be a really good race to the finish for the UTV overall. So Brock Heger, his lead has actually dwindled a little bit. So Caden McCachran's car is now not being driven by Caden McCachran. This is Dylan Smoke in there now. Smoke, however you say your last name, Dylan, whatever. So Dylan is in there, and he's actually made up a bit of time on Brock Heger. Remember, Brock is trying to solo this whole race. So I guarantee you, Brock is getting tired. He's been in that car all day. He's done 567 miles in that car. He's been driving for almost 12 hours now, probably about 11 and a half hours. Brock's been driving. Dylan did not get in until just a little bit ago. Dylan got in at, let me see, I'm going to look at my list real quick. So Dylan got in around 6:15. So Dylan's only been in the car, or no, not sorry, that's where Dylan's getting out. Dylan got in around 4:30. So Dylan's only been in the car for 120 miles. So he's 120 miles into his day, and Brock is 560 in his day. Brock's still going fast, don't get me wrong, but Dylan has made up a little bit of time here in the 18:21. So that's a look at the top two there. Then we have Brandon Sims in third and Doug Matag in fourth. So that's your top four. Now, let's go look at the times and let's see where people actually are on the times. So if we come over here to SCORE and their live timing, this is where we need to look at. So let's go to the Pro UTV Open. Okay, and hold on, I'm going to zoom out on my screen down here and turn me off for a minute for you guys. All right, so, all right, S6. So if we look at S6, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is mile 500. So S6 at mile 500, Brock was there in 11:16. So this is his time it took him to get to mile 500, 11:16, right? Then we had Caden there in 11:24. So that is a difference of 8 minutes. So Caden McCachran's car was 8 minutes on corrected time behind Brock Heger at mile 500. Now remember this, 11:16 and 11:24. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to put on the forced induction, and look at this, 11:37 at the same spot for Phil Blurton. So 11:37. Now let's go back to the UTV Open. 11:37 would be faster than Doug Matag in third place. So Phil Blurton is currently third overall at mile 500 on corrected time. And he's, what do we say, 37? So he's 20 minutes behind Brock Heger on corrected time for the UTV overall. So it's Brock Heger first, second, Caden McCachran, Dylan is 8 minutes back, and then behind them by about 13 minutes is going to be the Phil Blurton car. So did you guys keep track of all that? I think that's our 11 o'clock math, and we're still feeling pretty good. We're only 12 hours in. So that's UTV class is definitely a really good race. The top three overall in four. Look, Doug Matag is only 1 minute behind Phil Blurton right now in the overall. So Doug's sitting fourth overall, only a minute out of third for the overall. you know, we know Phil's going to win his class at this point if he finishes. That's not even a question, honestly. If he finishes, all he has to do is finish. There's no one else close. But Phil's not going, like we said, to win his class. Phil's going down there to win the UTV overall. So keep an eye on the rest of the race there on the timing. It's going to be fun to watch the UTVs all the way to the finish from here. One of the closest races that we have going on today. And we just got to do a quick check on our buddy Ian. All right, there he is. Ian made it to his pit. Good job, Ian. It looks like they're actually turning in the dirt right now. So Ian is out of the car. He might actually be watching this right now. But good job, Ian Kennedy, on doing your first Baja 1000 and getting the car to the second driver. He's not last in his class either. Look, there's 4 cars behind him, so perfect. You're not last, Ian. Good job. All right, let's see. Who else do we got here to look at for you guys? Class 10. This was really close too earlier. It's spread out now though. Look at, we got the 1002 has a pretty sizable lead first now, and then second we have 1016, and then it's close here. Third, look at third, we got Dale Everett's. Fourth, Eliseo from Nora, fourth, and then fifth, Jason Shipman. But Jason might actually be right with these guys because look, his updated 1 minute ago, and these both updated. Dale updated 14 minutes ago, so Dale is definitely way farther forward than that. He's going to be up here by the 1016, is where Dale's going to be. So Dale is going to be second or third there for the 1077, just because their timer hasn't updated in a little bit. So that's what's going on in class 10 for you guys there. All right, what else? Check out the spec truck timing. Yeah, let's go look at that. There's so many things to check on nowadays that I keep forgetting to look at all these different classes. All right, so trophy truck spec. Let's go here. So S6, we got to zoom this back out again. Sorry, this screen is different than the tracker screen, so I got to adjust the ratio here for you guys the way I have it set up. So the 6, you can see Jordan Brenthal. So that is actually Abdali Lopez right there. Look at that. He is winning on time. I told you, Abdali got in that car and he's hauling ass because they started way in the back. They qualified way in the back. And as soon as Abdali got in there, that car was going way forward. So he's in there right now and he is winning on corrected time. But look at how close this is. 11:27:10 and 11:27:48. That means it's 38 seconds between the Brenthal car and the Fox car on corrected time at mile 500. That is as close as it gets. 500 miles into the race and you're 30 seconds apart, 38 seconds apart between first and second. And then look at this. Here's third. So Thor Herbst is actually first on the road, but he's third on corrected time at mile 500, and he's only a minute and 10 seconds behind him, minute and 13 seconds out from first place right now. So a minute and 13 seconds is the first 3 cars. Mike Mersal is 3 minutes behind them, behind Thor. So this is anyone's game. And then it drops back a little bit here to Bryce Swaim. He's about 12 minutes down from first place. But 1, 2, and 3, super close. 4, still pretty close. It's anybody's game in the spec truck class. Very close racing there. Pretty cool, actually. So that's that. And somebody said the 1018 is Iron Man. Awesome. All right. So there's another car doing Iron Man, the 1018. Thanks for telling us about that. And yeah, so what's that? We got I think that covers pretty much most of those classes. We touched on the Iron Man. Wooter's still going. I forget if I looked or not, but I did just post a video a minute ago. He was still going past mile 690, whatever it was. We have, all right, so the 745 is getting close. We almost got our first Iron Man finisher pretty soon. He'll probably be finished in about an hour. So we got, yeah, he's got 82 miles to go, so a little bit over an hour. But remember, like 20 of that miles is the last section to town that doesn't actually count for your time. So he's getting close to the finish. He'll be there in about an hour, would be my guess. Maybe a little over an hour, but he's about 60 miles away from the real finish, the first Ironman. Then the 750, Brandon Wright still there in second. Brian Roberts third. Fourth is going to be 765. And then Wooter. Oh, no. So Wooter's at 0 miles an hour. Okay, so this is not good because we saw Wooter just stopped a little bit ago. And look at where he is in the mountains here. He was having some problems with his bike because when he came into the pit, he pulled the air filter out and he said that they asked him if it had been backfiring a lot. And he said, yeah. And there was a lot of dust on the inside of his air filter, like towards the engine intake side. It was way dirtier than the outside. So seeing Wooter stopped right here, that's not good. I hope his bike didn't break on him, but look, he's at 698 and he was just stopped cleaning the air filter like 3 miles ago or 2 miles ago, whatever it was they were at. So hopefully he gets going again, but let's keep an eye on him. So hopefully Wooter can get that bike fixed I might actually tell those guys to see if they can go over that way, because they were in a UTV a little bit ago. So once they're, I think they're going to sit there for a little bit, but let me see if we can, hold on a second. I got to text them real quick. Stand by. Hold on. We got to try to help Wooter. Where is he at? He's at 698.8. All right. Trying to get some help to Wooter, maybe. We got somebody that's just like 3 miles away. They were at 696. We'll see if we can get some help to him there. All right. So that's that. All right. So we're told the 37L is most likely out of the race. They're the ones that caused a bottleneck earlier, but they might be out of the race. So if you're someone who's looking for the 37L, we're told they're out. And Pudia has just crossed Highway 3, live stream verified. Christian Serapis just sent us that. Okay, cool. So that means they're right here. So they just went across right here. So the 10, good update. Thanks, Christian. He's watching the live stream. They just went across right there. Hold on. We're trying to multitask here, trying to save Wooter. All right, the 83 is right here. The 10 just came across the highway right here. So Alan Ampudia is right here on the tracker. And then we got Tavo Vadosila is third. So that is the same there. All right. All right. Well, I think that's we got to look at class 11 and then we're done. I got to go try to get Wooter some help possibly here, because we got to get him to the finish. All right, class 11. We are going to go down here. Yeah, confirmed 10. Yeah, Trophy Truck 10 has just crossed the highway right there where I just showed you guys. So Oliver Fumete is still moving 45 miles an hour. That's good. That's the fastest speed we've seen all day. 45 miles an hour. We got the 1129 at 40. So both of these cars moving pretty good. That's looking good. And the 1111 is also moving at 28 miles an hour. So good news for those. The 1103 is not moving. They're way back. And then our Australian boys that were trying to solo it are still at mile 60. They are, if they're still there, man, that's a long night, because that car's been there forever. Hopefully they got out of there, or they have some firewood, or they burned the car or something, because it's going to be a cold night out there. It was raining in Ensenada too, which means it was probably raining where they are. So that is a shitty spot to be stuck all night in the middle of Europan. So hopefully, if anybody on the 1155 crew actually knows, can you guys let us know if those guys are okay, if you guys are watching? Make sure they're not still sitting out there with the car. Let me see if there's any other cars around them. There is one other car around them. The 1023 is just up the course a mile, though. That's a mile between them. That's pretty far to walk. But yeah, anybody from the 1155 crew, let us know. Just let us know if those guys got out of there okay, or if they got a fire going, or they got some food at least. If they can get up, they're not too far from the road. Actually, they are a little ways from the road, but they can go to Anacombro, or however you say it there, for some food at least, if they can get up here to the highway. But they're still a little ways away from that, so bummer for those guys. All right, what time are we guessing for the finish? Yeah, we guessed a 1:30. Let's see, how far is he right now? He's got 7:32, so he's got 130 miles, so about 2 hours. So yeah, we're looking right there at 1:30. I think he probably right at 1:30, maybe a little bit before it, because that last 20 miles is a transit back to town, or 15 or whatever that is. So yeah, I'm still sticking with 1:30, because this section up here is gonna slow him down. This section coming back after kilometer 77, it gets really tight and twisty in some of this stuff. So probably 1:30. Yeah, 1:30, and we're sticking with 1:30, and that's it. All right, that's what we've got for you guys. Come back at midnight. We will be here. We will be awake at midnight. Let's see. Oh, say team is with them. Busted top arm. Is that Lukey? Is that the 1155 that you're giving us that update there, Lukey? Whoever just typed that in there, let us know if that's 1155. If it is, that's good. At least they got their team with them. Let's see. Oh, we just got another message here somewhere. Let's see. It broke the front arms. Yeah, on 1155. Okay. So they need some help in there. It sounds like some welding or some kind of repair. Broke the top arm. The boy. Okay, here we go. We got good update. Thanks, Peter. 1155 boys have food. The chase crew can't get to them, They broke a top arm. Okay, so if anybody's feeling adventurous tonight or in the morning, if you guys are around Ojos, or you can actually you could go in backwards on the course right now because nobody's coming. So if anybody is around Santa Tomas and you have like a UTV or a pre-runner or something that you could go backwards in the course, or if you're in Ojos and you're bored and you'd like to go down the course to where the 1155 is, it sounds like those guys could use a little bit of help in there repairing their vehicle. They have a broken top arm. So I don't know what you would be able to take them. If you could get a top arm for a class 11, that would probably be ideal. Or if you have a welder, maybe you could get in there with a welder. But I don't know what kind of, probably had to be a pre-runner that has like a battery welder, like a Carnage welder, or one of those things. If somebody could get in there with that, that would be good. But that is that's what's going on the 1155. So thank you guys for the updates on that. Hopefully they can get some help in there. All right. All right, we'll see you guys. Some Aussie Legends would love it if you did. Yeah, we'll try and get them some help there. I'll even have Weatherman. I'm going to go send Weatherman a message right now to put a public broadcast out that if anybody is in that area and has tools or a pre-runner or something that might be able to help them, and they need an upper arm on a class 11, we will have Weatherman make an announcement to get them some help in there. But yeah, hopefully the Aussie boys, it's good to hear they have food. As long as they have food and water, that's the most important thing. So if anything changes there, you guys on the team, you guys that message me on stuff, let me know if anything changes in that situation. And we'll be back at 1. We'll be back at midnight. We'll be here at 1 too. But we'll be back here at midnight for your next update on Fishgistics. See you guys in about half an hour.
At Baja Designs, we have lights for all on and off-road enthusiasts. For 30 years, we have been lighting up the night. We are Baja Designs, the scientists of lighting.